Hi everyone, welcome to a video. I don't know how to start these things, so I'm just going to get into it. If you're coming here from Aether Hub, thank you for checking out the video that goes along with this deck. Um, I figured because I've been posting decks on Aether Hub, maybe I should make YouTube videos about them. There is a section, so I figured why not. So this is a Korvold sacrifice type deck. That that I posted. It's got a lot going on, kinda. We have some removal here and some unique ways to get rid of creatures. Mainly, we have things like Witch's Cauldron, a 1 black mana. You pay 1 in a black, you tap it, you sacrifice a creature, you gain a life and draw a card. Along with the Notorious Oven, Witch's Oven. And I wanted to build the deck around Korvold because I think it's a really cool card. So basically, with cards like Claim the Firstborn and the Akroan War, we'll be taking our opponent's cards, or their creatures anyway, and we will be sacrificing them, whether that be with Village Rites, which is one way to do it, which is Cauldron, which is Oven, or Korvold. And then we have this food mechanic because we're also running a couple of Feasting Troll Kings, which basically, in the early game, when we don't have a ton of mana, that serves as a discard kind of feed for Thrill of Possibility, so we can draw into more cards. But if we get to the late stages of the game and we do have enough green mana out to cast them, we will, and then we'll get the three foods and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna hop into maybe 2 games depending on how long they are, and go from there. Not gonna play in ranked because I haven't tested it too much. Let me see how many games I have on it. Statistics. I am using the whatever this is, MTG assistant. Not that you can see it, but I don't know where the deck is because I know it's got a decent win rate right now. 11-4 right now on play. So this hand kind of blows. We're on the play. Yeah, we're on the play. We don't really have a ton of early game stuff to do that really gets anything done. So we're gonna mulligan that one away. Kind of the same thing here, but this is okay to keep, I think, because we do have the 1 black and we do have a Heartless Act, and we're going to get rid of the Feasting Troll King because we are miles off of that. And yeah, so I mean, worst case scenario, maybe I should have played the black there and played out Witch's Cauldron, but it's not really all that important to get out early. So that's kind of a bad draw, but we're going to hold on to our Heartless Act here, just in case they want to play something a little bit more threatening than the Gilded Goose. We'll see what happens. Looks like they're playing green-white. Maybe enchantments? That looks like an enchantment to me. So we'll let that go. We still won't play the Heartless Act on the Gilded Goose just yet. Maybe we draw into one of our 1-mana spells, whatever that card is called. The 1 black kills a 2 converted mana cost or less, but we'll see. So seeing the Village Rites kind of makes my heart hurt a little bit because we haven't drawn anything to take the creature yet. So we'll see what happens with our mana here. Felidar Retreat really is not good for us, as he's just going to start pumping out things, but he didn't draw a land here, so what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna Heartless Act the Gilded Goose. I know he's missing a land drop, and I don't want him to get any extra mana. So now what we'll do is we'll play our Trail of Crumbs, getting that forest off the top, and we'll wait to sacrifice that. We can sacrifice this food to try to find a permanent with Trail of Crumbs, but other than that, that's kind of just a play to make the opponent think. If they have whatever that 3 mana white exile, the name escapes me at the moment, but if they have that, they may want to play it there. But no, I mean, this enchantment's gonna really suck for us, all things considered. Maybe we should have held up the Heartless Act, but that's okay. 3 mana or less still gets hit by our steel spell. I can't remember any names of any cards right now. Claim the Firstborn is the card I was just talking about. 1 mana red. So what we're going to do on our end step here is we're going to take the damage coming in from this Oran Reef here, and we're going to sacrifice one of our foods, pay the Trail of Crumbs, and see if we can't get a good permanent in our hand here. Well, we'll take the 4 because of Felidar Retreat, which is no good. 5. Okay, this is fun. So yeah, we're going to pay the 2 for the food. We'll pay the 1 to look. We got the Akroan War, which is nice because we can cast it right now. So I'll cast it and we'll steal the big ooze. So at best what we can do here is we can trade off, well, not even at best, but just in general, we can trade off with his Oran Reef as long as it doesn't get big enough or get too big. Banishing Light, there we go. And at worst, he can target it with his Banishing Light and we can Village Rites. So that is what we will do. Thanks to our Gilded Goose, we'll sacrifice that and draw 2 cards, which is always fun. We'll see what he wants to do now. So a lot of what I've come to realize with the deck that I'm playing right now is you can't be afraid to take damage, especially in the early game. You don't want to be trading off all your geese to Oran Reefs here. I mean, so unless he can find a way to pump like just his toughness, I think he loses both of his creatures here. I'm only at 13, so I don't want to take too much more damage. That's why I kind of played the second Gilded Goose there. Considering I'm at 13, I don't want to continue to go down more than I can handle. These guys have to attack this turn, which is pretty sweet. They don't get trample, but they're not going to be tapped. So that now that he has Vigilance on them, that kind of sucks, because that's what the Akroan War does. Makes them attack, and then when they get when they're tapped, they do damage to the target. If only that went off, that would have been great, but that's okay. It is what it is at this point. And then yeah, there we go. Elspeth conquers death. He's just going to take the Akroan War, not that it matters. And we'll go from there. So any play we do now, we have to do, like right now. The Akroan War again is good. So I guess I just play it. And we steal back the other Oran Reef. And we'll play our land for the turn. Another goose. And we'll just pass the turn here. Because if he tries to target his Oran Reef, we can pay for the Cauldron and get rid of it thanks to our other Gilded Goose. So I will block with his Oran Reef if he doesn't get rid of it, and then next turn we may have some more options depending on what we draw. Good draw right now. I guess Shatter the Sky for him is pretty good, although here I am going to pay for it so I can draw a card and gain a life. So that's the play I think that should be made here. Personally. More land off the top, we don't need that. And here, I was going to say, if he didn't hit this land drop, we might be in good shape, but that definitely does not help. And he's going to grab one of his Oran Reefs out of his grave anyway at the end of next turn. So we'll save the Bloodchief's Thirst for that, because it won't get haste. It'll just be regular old Oran Reef. So he got pretty set up pretty quickly with the Felidar Retreat and the Gilded Goose. Maybe I should have gotten rid of the Gilded Goose, but I kind of wanted to save it for a threat, more so than that. Oh, I should have went with the Witch's Cauldron. That's okay, though. We'll see what he can do this turn. And we'll see what happens. I don't know that we can win this game. I know he's pretty low on cards. But at the same time, I'm at 10, he's at 20. He's got a 2/2, a 3, 4/4, and I have 10 health. So it's we're not doing too hot. We'll see what happens. So now the blood is unless I draw a claim the firstborn off the top, we're just gonna go straight for the ooze with the Blood Chief's Thirst and get rid of it because we have plenty of mana. I am gonna crack the food and try to find a permanent though. So if I do end up finding if I do see a claim the firstborn, I'm gonna be really sad because I can't take that. It's not a permanent. The Acroan War is nice, so we'll take that. Now, really, a Claim the Firstborn would have been great there. That's what I was trying to say. So now we go with the Acroan War again. He's got so much mana on the board right now, I don't think his Goose matters at all. So we'll leave that alone for now. I could be wrong. But I just don't think that his Goose is going to do anything harmful. I mean, it's just there to make foods or be mana. So, unless he somehow powers it up, but still I can, if he powers it up somehow, I can use Blood Chief's Thirst next turn. So like that, I can still Blood Chief's Thirst next turn and kill it. Even if I were to kill it in response, he just gets the thing for free. So he can look at at the top of his deck, he's got a Banishing Light, which, whatever. So he's going to take my Acroan War. I'll pop that. I really would have liked to play Thrill of Possibility, but I'll just kill his Reef. That's fine. He's going to get in for 6 here, though, which is not great. But there's nothing we can really do about it. So it is what it is. A Witch's Oven, not what we needed off the top here, but we'll just play our Blood Chief's Thirst, get rid of that, and we can play our Oven just for funsies, and then we'll end the turn, because I will just scrap that to Thrill of Possibility. Elder Gargaroth, that's bad, unless we draw again. It would have to be the Acroan War, but we don't have any more. So a Heartless Act would be great. I know I have a couple more of those in there. Even Korvold as a blocker would be fine. Claim the Firstborn doesn't work anymore for us. So we do have to play the Wicked Wolf. I'll just sacrifice it to Witch's Cauldron. So that way I can at least get something out of this. We gain a life, so if he doesn't get a +1/+1 on his Gargaroth, we'll be okay. So let's see what happens. I think unless he draws a land here, puts a +1/+1, then we have one more turn. If he does have a land, no. So if he puts it on his Gargaroth, which is the right play, we lose. Okay. So good game. Just concede because he's going to take his time. So that's all right. It was a good game. 11 minutes 46 seconds. That's a decent game to go up against that kind of a deck. But we'll see what happens. We'll play one more and we'll see if we can get a win here. I found success. It's just that when we weren't drawing into any Claim the Firstborns, we didn't draw. We drew into a couple of Thrill Possibilities. One Village Rites, like very minimal kill spells. It was just kind of a rough time. So we have all 3 colors in basics. We have a Witch's Oven, a Gilded Goose, the Acroan War. We're gonna keep this because it seems like it could be pretty good. We're up against rogues. So that's going to be fun, but at least we have an air blocker for this guy, so we can't start just milling us off out of nowhere, which is nice. Ruin Crab, of course. Land. Go. This is Dimir Rogues at its finest. So he wants to offer the attack. I'll just, you know, what? Okay. Doesn't really matter what I do here, so I'm just gonna play land past the turn. I'll block his Merfolk Windrobber again. Another crab, that's great. Another land, mills for 6. Another Claim the Firstborn, our third Claim the Firstborn. So that's all of them. So we can't do anything with his creatures at a 1 mana drop, which is unfortunate. I don't want him to keep milling me, because that'll not be fun. So I will block that. He probably has that other flyer, the one black, Thought Thief or something, whatever it is. So we could a Crow in War now, take something, stop us from being milled, or we'll play our Oven, and then we'll hold up Heartless Act for whatever he plays next. If it's the Soaring Thought Thief, I'll just kill it right away. And then we'll go from there. But he didn't have anything to play, evidently. No land, it seems, unless he's waiting for something else. No land, so we are just going to create a food token then, pass the turn. If he mills over a troll, that would be fine with me, now that we have the 3. Okay, so now we can a Crow in War, or we can leave up Heartless Act and Thrill of Possibilities. I'm not going to Thrill, I don't think, because I don't have anything in my hand I really want to throw away. So he must have a counter. So if I want him to counter anything, it's probably the Heartless Act. So we'll go for that on one of the crabs, because we can easily block this guy. But I don't want him to keep milling me for 6 every time he plays a land. So that obviously wasn't good enough for him to to counter. I don't know if he has one. Maybe he's got something in his... I know he can sacrifice this guy. This is a weird deck. He's playing Mutate, evidently, but I don't know why. Dimir Mutate Rogue type mill-ish stuff. That's weird. I'm just going to make a food. I don't really want to get rid of this land. I like to have at least 5 on the board. That's, generally what I like. And they're good for Korvold as well. So now I'll play the Wicked Wolf. And just trade with his, or not trade, but I'll fight his other Ruin Crab. Kind of get that out of the way. I have plenty of foods to keep him alive. Wicked Wolf, if you don't know, he's a 3/3. His ability is if you sacrifice a food, you can tap him. Or you sacrifice a food, tap Wicked Wolf, he gets a +1/+1 counter, and becomes indestructible until the end of the turn. So that's always good for the Heartless Axe, for the kicked Bloodchief's Thirst and all that kind of stuff. So he does have the 3rd Ruin Crab. I don't know if that was off the top. But it doesn't seem like he has a lot going on here. So I'm just going to a Crow in War the crab. He doesn't have a counter, so maybe I should have played Korvold instead. But that's okay. We'll just pressure him with Wicked Wolf right now. And I will just get rid of the crab. I don't have any use for it, but I like to do that stuff on their turn. So he's got the Shark, which we can also a Crow in War. But he can return a creature to their hand, but with Witch's Oven, I'll just sacrifice it so they don't get it back. Get another food, call it a day. It can attack, which is fine. We'll take 5, but he doesn't know I have another Crow in War. He's all tapped out. So unless I draw... No, that's the only draw. That's the only thing I should do this turn. I could have, you know, blocked with Wicked Wolf, sacked a food. That's probably the better play there, to be honest. Because I don't have a blocker there. So I'm just gonna Chroma War this guy. Just take him. I'll sack him to the oven. I'm not sacrificing my foods just yet to buff the Wicked Wolf because he's still at 14. There's no reason. Before this last turn he was at 17, so there's no real reason to do that. See, this is why we keep them, because instead of having to sack it to Witch's Oven, I just make them indestructible. So we can end the turn there. So now that he's got nothing to do, I will Korvold. I'll get rid of a food, get a +1/+1 draw. That's a land, and you know, I can get rid of that if I want. So I will just attack here, attack here. I could do potentially 12 this turn, but I won't. I'll just get rid of his shark here at the end of this turn with the oven. Get another +1/+1. Got a food or 2 foods out of that because I had 4 toughness and a trail of crumbs. That's fine. He can kill the Korvold. It's a little too late. So we'll sacrifice a land. Just get sacrifice food. Excuse me. Give it +1. Just good game. And yeah, he quit. So, all right, 1-1. That was kind of a unique Dimir deck he had going on. He couldn't really decide if he wanted to go mill or mutate. So, I mean, it's pretty powerful if you can get a mutate onto a ruin crab and just have it live forever. But against our deck, where we're stealing creatures and sacrificing them and all that good stuff, that's kind of what, you know, we can play around mutate pretty well. So 1-1, not too bad. We'll leave it there. Thank you guys for checking out the video. If you came from Aether Hub, again, thank you for checking out the deck. If you like the deck, obviously, you know, you can export it to MTG Arena. But other than that, thanks again, and I'll catch you guys next time.